The basketball world knows when it has a great one. Zion Williamson was just a kid when he shocked the world with viral highlight tapes. Even the biggest stars got excited about what could come next for this phenom, and they weren't disappointed. Kevin Durant called Zion Williamson a once-in-a-generation type athlete, and many fans wonder if he's the next LeBron James. All that hype, and he's only 19 years old. But how well do you really know the boy wonder? It may surprise you who Zion really is outside of the spotlight. Here now are 10 things you didn't know about Zion Williamson. Number 1. He was born an athlete. Zion's biological father, Lateef Williamson, was 6'4" and 270 pounds and a defensive lineman. At first, he played football for North Carolina State, later for Livingston College. And at Livingston, he would meet Zion's mother, Sharonda Sampson, an equally talented college athlete who ran track and did the high jump. When Sharonda was pregnant with Zion, her mother told her that the boy would be special, so she had to give him a special name. Being a Christian, Sharonda decided to name her son Zion, after Mount Zion, the highest point in Jerusalem. Then when Sharonda's mother died, she moved the family from North Carolina to South Carolina. Then at 5 years old, Zion's parents would unfortunately divorce. Number 2. His stepdad almost made it to the NBA. Sharonda later remarried another athlete, Lee Anderson, who played basketball for 3 years at Clemson under coach Bill Foster. Lee took Zion under his wing and raised him as his own son. Anderson was a great player, but 2 weeks before he left for NBA camp, he was hit by a car. Lee was completely devastated by the accident. However, he prayed about it and believes that God answered him with, "It's not for you this time, but I'll bless you through your children." With Zion's biological father out of the picture, Lee began coaching him to become a basketball player. Zion told his stepfather when he was young that he wanted to play college basketball like he did, but he didn't realize yet that he would go much farther than his stepdad ever did. Number 3. One of his first official basketball coaches was actually his mother. Zion began playing multiple sports like soccer, basketball, and football. Although he was a great athlete, he was still somewhat small, so his stepdad trained him to be a point guard. Zion's mother was the gym teacher at his school, and so became one of his first basketball coaches. She always encouraged him to pass the ball. For her, it was important that he be a team player. As he then got older and moved toward high school while his game improved, his stepdad told him, quote, "By your senior year, you'll be the best player in the country." Zion just laughed and told him to be realistic, having no idea how right that his stepfather was. Number 4. He grew 5 inches in less than a year. Going into high school, Zion was 5'8" and thin, but then his freshman year that all changed when he broke his wrist. That's when a doctor looked at the x-ray and pointed out an open growth plate, predicting that Zion was going to be very big and very soon. The doctor had made an accurate prediction. By 11th grade, Zion was 6'7", weighing 240 pounds. With his new size, Zion started getting confident enough to try new moves and began dunking and playing a more physical game. He had an excellent high school career, averaging 36 points and 12 rebounds per game in his last 2 years, and then started getting attention all over the nation for his highlight videos that showed him pulling off some incredible dunks. Number 5. Drake is a fan. Once Zion's highlight videos would go viral, he began getting praise from big athletes like Steph Curry, Odell Beckham, and Dwight Howard. He even logged into Instagram one day to find Drake wearing his jersey, and that was before he'd even graduated high school. Long lines of people began waiting outside of his high school games to get a picture with him, and the school even had to ask adults to leave him alone. However, Zion didn't mind. He was pleasantly surprised by all of the new attention. Zion's mother didn't want the fame to get to his head, so she began confiscating his phone every night so that he couldn't watch the highlight videos. She then instated a rule that he could only watch the videos twice, once when they came out and again when he was having a bad day. While in high school, Zion won 3 state championships and was declared 2018's Mr. Basketball USA. Number 6. He does read all of the negative criticism. Zion has always had an intense work ethic. Even at 9 years old, he would be awake at 5 a.m. every morning to play basketball. He continues reading every article about himself, paying attention to every stat and every flaw in his game. The second that he sees a critique, he goes straight to the gym and works on it until it's gone. It's important to Zion and his family that he remembers where he came from, and he's very close to his little brother Noah, claiming that he works hard not just for himself, but to support his family as well. A lot of young players with his success might like to go out and enjoy the fame. However, Zion much prefers to stay inside and watch anime with his mother. He's a little shy and always makes an effort to stay humble. Number 7. He actually got a scholarship offer to play football. Zion was offered 36 college scholarships and even received an offer to play football at LSU. However, he decided to go to Duke, saying that Coach K was the most legendary coach to ever coach basketball. Zion exploded onto the college basketball scene and began breaking records right off the bat. First, he broke the freshman point record in a single game, and then broke Duke's vertical leap record. Despite his huge size, he showed the world just how high he can go, frequently jumping so high that it couldn't even be measured on a vertex. Zion plays a powerful physical game, using his size to his advantage, busting through almost any line of defense as if it were nothing. He's mainly a lefty, but is also completely ambidextrous, which also contributes to making his skills quite unique. Number 8. He cost Nike $1.1 billion. On February 20th, despite a great start with Duke, Zion suffered a bad knee sprain just 30 seconds into a game with North Carolina. The injury happened as a result of his foot bursting through a Nike shoe. The next day, Nike's stock would drop by $1.1 billion as a result of the accident. After this injury, Zion was encouraged to spend the rest of the season on the bench because he had already proved that he had the skills to go pro. The injury did draw a lot of criticism from news outlets for the NCAA not paying their players, especially considering that thousands of fans had paid just to see him play alone. After his season with Duke, Zion was the 2019 #1 draft pick, going on to the New Orleans Pelicans after they won the draft lottery. Although he did have an injury at the beginning of his rookie season, he still had a solid NBA debut, even becoming the first teenager to score more than 20 points in 10 consecutive games in NBA history. Number 9. LeBron loves everything about Zion. Zion often gets compared to LeBron, so what is LeBron's opinion? He said that he loves everything about the guy, most importantly saying, quote, "Zion keeps the main thing, and that's the game of basketball." LeBron is right. Zion has been on record as saying that once you let the fame get to your head, it's all downhill from there. He focuses on the game, and other great basketball players recognize that. In 2019, he signed a $75 million shoe deal with the Jordan brand. This would be the second biggest rookie shoe deal in history, only being topped by LeBron's $90 million deal in 2003. Number 10. Zion is currently paying the salary of every employee in his stadium. In 2020, the NBA season has been delayed due to the coronavirus pandemic, which leaves many stadium workers without paychecks. Zion, along with other players, pledged to pay the salary for 30 days of everyone who worked in the New Orleans Smoothie King Center. It's clear that he's a powerful, dominant player who's capable of extraordinary things, but once you begin digging into his life, you realize that what makes him great isn't just his athleticism. He's focused and humble, and always puts in the hard work that it takes to become a legend. Zion realizes that being strong and talented isn't just enough, and that a great player has to have a deep respect for the game of basketball. This has been 10 things that you didn't know about Zion Williamson. What are some things that we don't know? And which of these were your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you next time.